Hello again, everyone, and welcome back. One of the coaches at Unga Academy here. And again, this week, I'm here to discuss with you the trends of the market. Before we get down to business, as always, and kind of see what interesting things have happened this week, I'd just like to ask you, if you haven't already done so, please go and subscribe to our channel. Go and click on that notification bell and also leave us a like to this video. We'd like to thank you so much.
Hi, we are the Unga Academy, and we teach traders how to make money in the markets. Our founder, Andrea Unga, had been struggling with trading for years until he developed his automated trading method, which he used to become the only 4-time world trading champion. Subscribe to our channel for free tips and tricks.
All right, so let's start with our usual analysis of the stock indexes. And in particular, we see that the US stock indexes are, well, basically unchanged at the moment. The Nasdaq is losing 0.16%, and the Mini-SP is losing 0.32%. In contrast, on the other hand, the European stock exchanges continue to outperform. The Euro Stoxx is currently up by 1.5%, while the DAX is up by 1.33%. By changing the screen, you can easily notice the difference in performance between the two markets. That's the Euro Stoxx, and look at the Nasdaq instead. Okay. Still talking about stock indexes, we can see that the long-term volatility is much higher for the US indexes than for the European indexes. And of course, this fact depends precisely on the different performance that they have shown in the last few months. Moving on to the bonds, which are performing well this week. The 30-year US bond is up 1.66% right now, and it's up for the second week in a row, which gives us hope. Also, the Bund is performing well at 1.05%. Little movement in the US 10-year bonds. Onto the energy market, we've got a drop of 11% in crude oil, almost 12% right now. There's also a big drop in gasoline. On the other hand, natural gas went against the trend. The metal sector is negative across the board. Copper, in particular, has lost almost 6.5% at this point. On the other hand, not much to report in the meat market. Onto soft commodities, also negative. Coffee in particular is worth mentioning here though, given that it has been in a definite downward trend for several weeks now, and in the last 5 days it's lost 5.77%. The trend in grains is, let's say, mixed. We've got an increase in corn and a significant decrease in soybeans of 6%. Turning to currencies, let's take a quick look at what's happening with the euro dollar. So we are at the value of 1.0378, which, as you remember, is very close to what we saw last week. In general, we can say that the US dollar is gaining strength, except against the British pound. If we turn instead to cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin has gained 3.61%, which is very little compared to the declines that we've seen in recent months. And it seems to be consolidating around a value of $16,500, with a low of around $15,000. Let's also take a look at the term structure of implied volatility, which is currently in full contango. In other words, the volatility term structure that we have when the equity markets are calm. And we see that volatility continues to fall. Let's take a look at the VIX. You see it's at the lower end of the range that it has touched over the last 9 months. So it looks like right now, traders aren't particularly worried about the future performance of the equity markets. It's now time to take a look at the rollover calendar. I've broken it down by maturity. On November 22nd, we have the rollover for natural gas futures, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. I'd like to remind everyone that November 23rd is Thanksgiving, so the markets are closed. Finally, on the 25th, we have rollovers on different asset classes, such as bonds and soybean derivatives, namely soybean oil and soy meal. Now we've got corn and wheat. In metals, we have gold, copper, and silver. As for the energetics, we have heating oil and gasoline. And finally, also on November 25th, live cattle and lean hogs. Okay. Well, guys, before we say goodbye, it's got another suggestion for you. If you're interested in systematic trading, I suggest that you go and look at the link in the description of this video. By clicking on it, you can watch a free presentation by Andrea Unga, the only 4-time world champion in real money trading, who will introduce you to his trading method, which allowed him to achieve these incredible results. And from the same link, you can also get a copy of our best-selling book called The Unga Method, covering only the shipping costs. Or even sign up for a free strategy consultation with a member of our team. And that is it for now. As a reminder, please subscribe to our channel and leave us a like if you enjoyed this video. Have a great weekend, everyone, and we will see you again next week. Bye-bye for now.